How's it going, guys? I'm here to review Birds of Prey 2020. This is going to be a damn good show.
You know what a harlequin is? A harlequin's role is to serve. It's nothing without a master. No one gives two shits who we are beyond that.
So Birds of Prey 2020 is another installment or another film in the DC Extended Universe, and this film takes years. It takes 4 years after the Suicide Squad's release, because Suicide Squad came out in 2016, so pretty much this is a low-key sequel to Suicide Squad. So the plot begins, Harley Quinn is now single. Joker broke up with her, so now that she's living single, she then stumbles upon all the mob bosses, all the criminals that wants to kill her without Joker's protection now. So that's why pretty much everybody, including the cops, are after her, including Black Mask, which is played by Ewan McGregor. And Ewan McGregor plays Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars, if you guys don't know. So that's the main plot. And then there's another side plot where we're introduced to another character, kind of like it's like a juvie kid that loves to steal people's crap, pretty much. So when then she steals upon a diamond, which belongs to Black Mask, Black Mask and his henchmen, his crew, pretty much all the mob forces join forces just to get the diamond from her. So of course you have Harley Quinn, Huntress, Black Canary, and Detective Montoya, and then all of them trying to protect this girl because she literally ate the diamond so that way she can hide it. So yeah, that's really not a smart idea, but each of these characters have their own little backstory. Like Black Canary, she's a singer at a club for Black Mask, and yeah, she was just, her mother died, so of course she was taken by him and then pretty much protected Black Mask.
The Joker and I broke up. I wanted a fresh start. But it turns out I wasn't the only dame in Gotham looking for emancipation.
Detective Montoya is just like your average 80s cop. Has 80s cop dialogue, and she's just trying to crack the case. Of course, it's always, when it comes to like cop movies or detective movies, there's other detectives that don't have hope in them, that think they're crazy, they're not going to get anything, they're not going to go anywhere, they lost their way, so they have to fire them, and of course the detective have to go as rogue later in the movie. That's what happens to Montoya. Huntress was raised by a league of I wouldn't say a league of assassins, but it was some league, and her family was killed by Black Mask, technically, and that's why she goes on a killing spree, act upon her revenge. But she can't be taken seriously with her outfit and her name. That's why people throughout this movie just call her the Crossbow Killer.
Miss Quinn, she belongs to me.
Who are you guys?
Here's the deal, Quinn. You need me.
That's pretty much the main plot. Harley Quinn dealing with the breakup of Joker, doing her own thing, and then her joining forces with all these other characters to protect this little girl because she ate the diamond within her body. So, and Black Mask and all the mob bosses, the crime forces, are just looking for retrieving the diamond for him. So that's pretty much the plot in a nutshell. What did I think about this movie? This movie, at first, I didn't really like it, but the more I watched, like the second time I watched it, I'm like, you know what? This is actually not a bad movie. This is pretty much one of DC's better movies, in my opinion. Is it good as like Wonder Woman or Aquaman? Probably not, but it's still better than Suicide Squad, in my opinion. I wish Suicide Squad was a little bit more like this, because this, first of all, this movie is rated R. If you guys haven't noticed, this movie is more out there. It's more funny, more cursing, more graphic. And I can tell this movie was rated R based upon Deadpool and Logan's success. So now superheroes are now now the industry or studios are trying to make more R-rated superhero movies because of Logan's and Deadpool's success. Yeah, technically, so this is a sequel to Suicide Squad. It's not Suicide Squad 2, but it still takes place after the events of Suicide Squad. And yeah, like I said, this movie has its own style, has its own moments, funny moments, aesthetic. So this movie's pretty cool. The soundtrack not my thing. This is more for like teenage girls or girls in their 20s, early 30s. Shoot, it could be for anyone, really, but the soundtrack wasn't really for me. I prefer Suicide Squad soundtrack. That's just me.
He's after all of us now. None of us are walking out of here unless we work together.
And this movie's just not that bad. I mean, yeah, there's some cheesy moments, and then, in my opinion, Black Mask could have been done better. The character of Black Mask, because I pictured him as a serious, the most evil, like, crime lord. Like, I pictured Batman under the Red Hood Black Mask. Like, that's what I pictured. But no, we just got more of a stylistic, like, antsy, like, Black Mask. I don't know if that made sense, if that makes any sense. So I don't know. I think his character could have been done better, but I think it was a good choice to cast Ewan McGregor, because Ewan McGregor, I can't wait for his Disney Plus Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and he done a lot of good movies too, such as Dr. Sleep, The Island, just a lot of good movies. Of course, pretty much everyone's favorite, or the best part about this movie, is really Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn. Like, I can't think of any other actress that can play Harley Quinn but Margot Robbie now. Margot Robbie is just the definition. She is Harley Quinn. And she was one of the best parts about Suicide Squad too. I'll get to that review later. But yeah, she was just one of the highlights of this movie. All the other characters, in my opinion, were kind of bland. They weren't like too fleshed out that much. Even though they still have their little backstory, it still could have been done so much more. And Black Mask was just like, eh. He was like, eh. Like, I don't know. And this movie was pretty short for a DC movie. This movie was only like an hour and 55 minutes. Close to 2 hours, pretty much. While all the other DC movies were like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, maybe 4 hours with the Snyder Cut of Justice League. But I enjoy this movie for what it is. So I will rate this movie a 7 out of 10. It wasn't that bad. I actually enjoyed it. It was different. It was unique. It was violent, rated R. It had some funny moments. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. So that was my quick review of Birds of Prey 2020. Please leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
You gotta be kidding me.
Isn't this fun? It's just like a sleepover. We should order pizza. Big Cosmos. Harley, focus. Okay. I'm the one they should be scared of. Not you. Not Mr. J. Because I'm Harley freaking Quinn.
Who's having a good time?
Get ready, ladies.